Hey, Matt.
Hello there.
Ooh, classic.
Classy.
What is up?
Nada. Doing this here podcast, Gamers 2, July 5th,
2019.
2019. We've celebrated Independence Day, the day that
Freedom.
we fought off the aliens.
That's true. We did defend ourselves against swarms of aliens. And that's about it.
Yeah.
A lot of booms.
Showed England what's up a couple years ago. Said, hey, fuck your tea, bro.
Bro, I don't like this fucking tea on these fucking boxes. So I'm going to put it in the river. Tea river.
Throw it in the river.
And I threw it in the river. My dad's not a phone. Anyway. It's a lot of Lonely Island references real quick.
Yeah.
What have you been doing in the last 7 days, seeing how this technically is a nerd/video gaming type podcast?
I'm glad you asked, because I don't have anything. Had you there for a second, didn't I?
But why did I ask?
Um,
Why do I ask anymore? That's a better question. I'll tell you what, next week, you just tell me if you have anything to
Okay.
say, and then
All right.
otherwise I'll continue on.
I am home alone this weekend, so there is opportunity.
So you won't get anything done.
Yeah, probably.
You'll get literally nothing done. You'll do what I do all the time, which is just lounge around in boxers and not give a fuck about doing anything.
Basically, you look at the clock and be like, what have I been doing the past 5 hours?
I've been watching the same Funhouse YouTube compilation for the last 6 hours.
It's the
Oh, well.
what's killing me
I'm
now.
going to watch it again.
What's killing me now is that goddamn Japanese baseball anime sucking up all my time. That, and when Samantha's home, we were watching Star Trek. So
My favorite thing that I think this Japanese anime has spawned out of you is your question you asked me the other day of like, so when are we going to a baseball game?
yeah, we
And I
do have
was
to
like,
figure that out.
yes. Yes, Matt.
The seed has been planted.
I was like, I didn't even do it. Somebody else did it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it though. No games.
Games.
I don't really have any. I don't know what to play is my issue, but I'll figure it out at some point, or something new will come along. Or
I mean, were you not trying to play Bomber Crew? Or?
I was, but I mean, I might still play it some more. It's just not like I have an issue playing games that don't have like. I find that the older I get, the more I just want a story-driven game.
I know.
So it's like hard to.
It's hard to just kind of go through the motions.
Yeah.
You want
Yeah.
a reason you're
Yeah.
doing things or some type of actual.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I got. Nothing else. Hung out with the fam yesterday at my mom's and watched some birds. Dude, they turned their backyard into like a fucking aviary sanctuary. It's insane.
Okay. I mean,
It's just birds everywhere. So there's just like there's all these flowers. Everything's in a specific spot for a specific reason. Feeders are in specific places with specific things on them. Like that one has orange slices for whatever the fuck that bird is. That one has cut up grapes over there. There's suet over there. You got your bird feed. You got your mealworms. You got your bird seed on the ground for the. It's just insane. And they're like, oh, there's that thing. There's that thing. There's that type of woodpecker. Oh, here comes the 30 pigeons that fly in from downtown Camden. Like, it's...
I picture them also in a flight pattern, by the way. In a fully formed attack run bombing pattern.
You're not far off when it comes to the pigeons. The pigeons don't fuck around. They're fat asses. So, like, they come and land on the neighbor's roof. And they sit there. And they scope out the situation. Like, since we were on the deck, they didn't come right in. They're like, those humans, they're up to something. And, the other birds are doing their thing. And then, like, one would come in and scope it out. They're sending scouts. They're sending the scouts in. And then they all were like, all right, we'll get in a little closer. So they flew in a flock. in a squadron. And they approached, and they landed in the trees above the feeder, above the tray feeder thing. And then they just sent in runs because they didn't want to all come in at once. But apparently, if they're not outside, they'll all come in at once, and there's like 15, 20 of them. That's insane.
Like I said, I do just picture, I just see the quick scout plane. It's like, all right, your target's coming up. They're like, yes, I see the target. We now must make individual runs off of this tree aircraft carrier to get to the target.
It is really insane, though. Like, he was like, oh, watch this. And he put out whole peanuts, like the cased,
Oh, okay, yeah.
whole peanuts in the tray, and the Blue Jays showed up. And
they are abusive bastards.
And they're like, give me this peanut. And they grab that peanut and they peace out. And then you sit there because they'll pick up the peanut. But then, like, once they picked up the peanut, they can't do anything else. Like, it's fucking huge. Like, they look around. They're like, oh, I want more food, though. So, like, sometimes they'll set it down, eat some stuff, pick it up again, and fly away. Sometimes they're just like, fuck it, and they'll leave.
They are abusive bastards, though. If not kept in check, they will dominate a bird area. As the fighter jet of birds.
There's I mean, I could go on for hours, but there is a particular type of bird there.
Not go on for hours about fucking birds.
I know, right? There is a bird there.
Aviary podcast.
That was quite aggressive and forceful. It was like something with a G, like a cackle. I don't remember what the fuck.
A Gattaca bird.
Robotic.
Caw like birds do. Caw, bird things. Caw. Laser beams out of its eyes. You just come out and there's a fully done rotisserie chicken on the ground and you're like, that's not supposed to be there.
It was...
Cheese, grommet. Cheese.
It was definitely something else, though. It was an experience.
Birds, man. Yeah. Bird people are something to be feared. For the day that they become Pigeon Man, like Hey Arnold, that's another reference.
Yep.
But, nope. Bird people, man. I tell you, bird people are just the precursors to drone people, and their bird armies and their drone armies.
It just made me feel stupid because, like, Samantha's been trying to lure hummingbirds to our house for, like, the longest time. Like, we had hummingbirds that show up, and now she's trying to, like...
lure hummingbirds.
Yeah. She's trying to reinforce them showing up. And, like, we're struggling to get, like, the hummingbirds consistently showing up in quantities. Even though, like, we have it set up pretty well for all of our plants are for, like, specific to hummingbirds.
Just get the syrup, man.
And, no, we have that. And, like, I go to my parents' house, and, like, it's straight up, like, I just sat there in awe on the porch the whole time because it's just, like, there was fucking birds everywhere.
I can basically recreate the same thing here. Not like a beautiful sanctuary, but I'm sure you have seen behind the garage. We used to have, well, I still have them, but there's two, X gonna give it to you, that are set up to just hang feeders off of and feeders everywhere. Like we used to just have birds constantly. There used to be, lawn would just be covered in birdseed in certain spots and whatever. Yeah. And we had that, hummingbird feeders, hummingbirds always up and around. You just be sitting on the deck and you just see one that's just like, I'm going to do my little thing. I'm just going to take a little, so good. Of their crack cocaine problem.
All coked out. Speed off.
Yeah. That's the only reason they fly so fast.
That's right. Cocaine. Besides for cocaine hummingbirds.
Hummingbirds do cocaine.
I'm assuming you've been up to significantly more than my bird watching.
You would think so. But not a lot. And here's what I mean by that, Matt. It's been like an Overwatch time. It's been a little bit of Smash time.
Smashing.
Well, pow. Which is still is going fine against the computer, but anytime I play Todd, I basically will lose. I feel like the few times I have won, he's let me win, and I don't know if I like that. There are also 2 times I watched him kill himself completely. That was funny. But there's that, and then I did hop into the Division the other day. Mm-hmm. Played a little bit of that, just some missions. I'm still trying to, for me, just as a severe casual.
Yeah. Any substantial changes that you've noticed?
Not really. Not for the severe casual. For the hardcore, I'm sure there are. But I'm just like, I want to find 2 guns that I really like using.
Mm-hmm.
And I know LMGs is a class I really like using, and so I haven't gotten rid of the one that I have, but I never know what I want to run as the second gun. Every time I'm like, I don't give a shit about rifles. Marksman rifle, but I don't need to run a marksman rifle if I'm also the sharpshooter specialist. And it's like, I gotta find this one thing that I'm like happy with, and I still just can't like pinpoint it.
Yeah. I haven't played any of that. Maybe I should give that a go again.
And then what else? Oh man, I am blank. Oh, the show. I finally got Andrew McCutcheon. That means nothing to you, but it means that I finished their 4th inning program. So now I'm waiting on the 5th inning program. So I'm kind of in a lull. That's getting cards via achieving requirements in said program. It's we're coming into All-Star weekend or All-Star week. I'll get to that when I say watching things, but Pokemon Go, that's really been it.
Mm-hmm.
Had its 3rd anniversary, so there's been some changes and some fun stuff. But it's really been. Double check what I wrote down. Yeah, that's been it. I mean, it's been a quiet week on the video game front. It's been a busy week on the volleyball front. By that I mean I only played one night, but I played 3 times that night, which means I played 9 games, won all but 2.
That sounds disgusting.
It was on Wednesday.
Effort. Gross.
So it was on Wednesday. That's how disgusting it was. It was disgusting out. I was sweating.
Do you guys play on sand, I'm assuming?
Yeah. I was sweating bullets. I played at 6 o'clock and then at 8 and 9 o'clock.
See, it's the sand part. Like, I don't like...
So the sand didn't bother me so much for the 6 o'clock because I didn't really dive that much. The 8 and 9 game, we were playing with down a person, so I was laying out and I was just covered in sand.
Yeah, and I sweat a lot. Like, I would just be all over me, and I don't like sand.
Speaking of, it's coarse and it gets everywhere. And then yesterday, July 4th, another hot day for us.
Yeah.
I decided to do my entire lawn.
Yeah.
So 2.5 hours later after mowing that, I've semi-fixed this tan problem.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But not so much on this one.
Got some whiteness going on there.
Oh, yeah, dude. Look how white I am up here.
Listen, I feel it. I don't have a tan line. I'm just white. It's just a slow transition.
It is also funny because I don't know if you can see it in this light, but if you look at my knuckles up here, there's definite difference because that's where my hand was around the steering wheel.
Oh,
so
covering it up.
Yeah, so it didn't turn. The underside of my knuckles just looks weird.
You should do. I mean, you live in an area where you get away with it. Just do the naked lawnmower.
No, there are children down across the road.
That's fine.
I'm not getting on lists. A naked lawnmower. God, that seat would burn my ass.
Yeah, throw a wet towel on it.
Oh, yeah, just so that way I boil the water in the towel.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
Heat therapy for your nutsack.
Yeah, just being in this current weather is heat therapy for your nuts. So I did that, and then I weed whacked, and I was sweating while I was on the mower, and I was trying to just keep hydrated as much as I could. I ran out of water, like my bottles of water anyway. And then I go to weed whack, and I'm carrying the thing around while I'm doing stuff and whatever. And I go to turn it off and then move to a different area and go to start it back up. And as I'm walking to that new area, I can just see on my eyelids and like my eyelashes just beads of sweat. And then I start feeling it running down my face. I'm like, oh, God, this was not this way 5 minutes ago. What is happening? And I was just drenched in face sweat. And it was a glorious day for all.
Afterwards, it can feel good, though. Like when you get a good sweat out and then you take a cold shower, it's like, oh, I kind of feel.
Or like I do feel like I accomplished something.
Yeah.
And then when I look at the lawn, I'm like, I did do something today. Well done, you. Now let's drink Fat Tire and watch a season and a half at Superstore because you have no friends and you don't want to go anywhere on July 4th. Which moves me into what I was watching. So all of last night, for the better part of, I don't know, 5 hours at least, I drank and watched Superstore. I am now somewhere. I am now somewhere in season 3.
You got it. How many seasons are there? 4, 5?
I don't know, 5, maybe more. But I was like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't really want to play anything because I had already finished that MLB goal.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, what do I do? I don't really want to go sit up here and play games because then I have to keep walking downstairs to get a drink. When if I'm on the first floor already, it's only a horizontal move, not a vertical one. And so I'd be lazy about that. And then I was just like, screw it. I'll just watch Superstore. And I just sat there and watched Superstore and snapped people and drank. That's it.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with that. That sounds great.
It was a great time, but you know what happens with me if I get in my own thoughts and alcohol. And I just am like, I fight myself. I am my own worst enemy. The song by Lit. God, that reference. That just brings me right to Rock Band. Yeah, Rock Band. Whew. But yeah, watch that. It's good. It's got it. Remember how I complained about it for a little while, where it was like doing that weird thing?
Yeah.
Well, I think in my view of it, course corrected again. So now it has stories in episodes, but it does also, it pulls off the Scrubs thing very well, where Scrubs has stories that are contained within the episode, and it has a reason you're watching that episode, but it also has character developing arcs over the episodes. So it's like, okay, this is the problem these characters are facing this episode, but they're also dealing with their personal things over the course of episodes.
Yeah.
And that's what I enjoy more. So I think Psych did it well, Scrubs did it well, and this has now gone back to doing that well, of actually character developing at the same time. And I find myself doing the same thing I did with Psych, where I'm not going to discuss this too far on here because it's a really weird thing for me. But I like it for a lot of the same reasons I like Psyched, or that I liked Psych.
Yeah.
Also, it still scares me how dangerously accurate they are. And I hope people don't miss, like, oh, that's ludicrous. Who would actually do that? No, I'm fucking telling you. Customers are this dumb, and employees are this dumb. They do this shit. Like, there's an episode where they get hit with a tornado. And there's a guy in there asking about toothbrushes. Like, the tornado is hitting, and he's like, so it says buy 2, get 1. Does that mean, like, 2 packs? Or 2 in this pack? And they're like, I would just go with the 1 pack, yada, yada. But they're like, you're in the middle of a tornado, and somebody's asking you something dumb. And it's like, yeah, no, that happens.
Yeah.
Like, not a tornado, but there's just always a dumb question from somebody. Or, like, there's people standing at the registers like, oh, why aren't you guys open? It's like,
it's too real. That's why I can't watch this show. It's too real.
It's too real, and it hits close to home.
It does.
It's just, there's a lot of, like, Vietnam flashbacks I get. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh,
PTSD.
Van Dusen!
He still calls, man. Talk to him this week.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, Van Dusen.
Good old Van Dusen.
Van Dusen. Anyway. Oh, yeah, and baseball. Been watching baseball. Watching the Yanks.
Yeah.
They came back from across the pond. Across the pond was an offensive slugfest. And now on Monday we have the Home Run Derby. On Tuesday we have the All-Star Game. So we have kind of like a little bit of a week break here. And then we continue on with the second half of the season.
They just have games every day. It blows my mind.
There's 162, man. We have
it's
to
just
go.
Crazy.
We gotta go.
It's crazy.
Gotta go right now.
I hope not.
What commercial's that one from? Write in if you remember, because I don't.
I do, but I don't remember exactly what the brand is.
It had to be a travel thing, right?
No, I think it was like a diarrhea thing.
Was it?
I think so.
Was it before they signed Jamie Lee Curtis? Anyway. Matt. All-Star break is like next week. You don't know what you want to play. But where could you go where you might hear some stuff that I could tell you might want to play?
Nate's game release corner.
Sure.
No, that doesn't really work.
It doesn't really work, but I like where you're thinking. I like the creativity that you gave it. And you didn't just say the Gamers 2 new release list. I like the idea you're workshop it. Workshop it.
Nate's game gaggle.
Ooh, no, not that.
Okay.
I'm not geese. You and your bird problems. All right, number 1. Truck driver for the PS4 and Xbox. Any interest?
Straight
Truck
to the
driver?
point. Straight into like the title. Just
Dream-
straight to it.
Dream Daddy.
Dream Daddy.
A dad dating simulator.
A dad. A dad dating simulator.
Yes. Has made its way to the Switch. It's been out on PC for a while. Paradox Soul for the PlayStation. Red Faction Gorilla Mars Turd for the Switch.
Let's see what they did there. I could talk.
Now, what if I interest you with this next one, Matt? The Tour de France 2019 for PlayStation.
Can you unlock steroid Lance Armstrong?
I don't think you have to unlock it. I think it's already in the game. Everybody on biking does steroids, don't they?
That's true. That is true.
Number 6, Stranger Things 3 for the PlayStation and Switch. I believe that's Season 3 of their game. They Are Billions comes to the Xbox. Now, Matt, what about Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle for the PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and Switch?
They call it the Final Battle, but there's already a Season 3 announced. So is it the Final Battle? I think not.
It might be for the video game.
Probably, because it probably sucks.
Number 9, Sea of Solitude for the PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
I wonder how that did with the reviews. Did you see that they're doing a Gundam mobile game?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Matt's foray into mobile games has now commenced.
Oh, no. I heard that it seems pretty terrible, so...
So Matt's,
also...
So, I mean, it's Gundam, so yeah, like, Matt's...
So I have a theory, and I don't know how... It fits in my head, but I don't think they'd actually do it.
It's made by Niantic, and you go around collecting Gundam parts to build your own Gundam.
Not that. It's different.
Oh.
It's for the 40th anniversary of Gundam, and they keep like doing all this stuff to, commemorate it, and they're building up to some things or whatever. And apparently in Fortnite, inside the volcano, there's a giant robot being built.
So you think Epic and Tencent's Chinese influence has told them to put Gundams inside of Fortnite?
It sounds like something they do, but at the same time, it's Gundam. So it's like...
Well, here's the thing. It sounds like something they do to put the idea of like mech fighters in, but never actually acknowledge that they're Gundam, because to acknowledge they were Gundam would diminish their reputation.
Yeah, that's what I was also thinking. I was like, they could do that, but then it's like, I feel like the brands don't match up, because like Gundam's very niche, Fortnite very mainstream at the moment.
Yeah, and no backpack flossing child knows Gundam.
That's true. 60...
I just want to ride around in this mech. What if it's Liberty Prime?
That would be pretty dope.
And they do a Fallout and just nuke the world.
Sea of Solitude, 67 for Metacritic on PC, 72 for PS4.
Honestly, it sounds about correct.
Yeah. The user score is significantly higher.
How many though?
15. No, it's 8.9 right now.
No. I mean, how many reviews?
I think it literally said 15. I just closed the app, the website though, so I'm not going to pull it up again.
No need to.
All right. Do you want odds, evens? We're going to blow through this. It's a really boring news week.
I'll take evens.
Okay. We'll kick it off with Shenmue 3 news, since that's your favorite.
Fucking this game, man. I heard somebody telling me that game looks good, and it was an internet thing. It was not anybody I know, thank God, because I wouldn't know them anymore.
I think I saw the same article.
No, this was a specific person in a video. And I guess, yes, if the idea is that you thought Shenmue 1 and 2 were good, and you just wanted more of the exact same thing, then yes, it's good, but it looks terrible to me. But then again, I'm not the person at any point of this that was like, yeah, Shenmue.
Yeah, we need more Shenmue.
Yeah, right. I could give one more shit than I currently have, which is 0.
Well, ESRB has given Shenmue 3 a teen rating with the following content descriptors: mild language, mild suggestive themes, simulated gambling, use of alcohol and tobacco, violence. In a quick recap, Shenmue 3 was originally supposed to be available through Steam, as was advertised on their Kickstarter, but the publisher later signed an exclusivity deal with Epic Games. Initially, the publisher was not offering refunds, but they had changed that position this week. According to a tweet from Epic Games, which they've released statements and everything confirming this, but I'm just using this tweet.
To be fair, their publisher is also Deep Silver.
Yeah.
Who, based on their track record that we have seen and we've called out on this show, everything Deep Silver is going to go.
Yeah. Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney said, quote, Epic is funding the cost of all Kickstarter refunds resulting from Shenmue 3's move to the Epic Games Store. So that refunds won't reduce WiseNet's development funding, end quote. So now backers of Shenmue 3's Kickstarter can either wait a year for Steam keys, get a refund, or take the game through Epic.
Interesting.
It is interesting. I don't like... It doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form, but I just find it I don't know if dishonorable is a good word.
No, it is a great word to use for Shenmue. Because it brings greater dishonor.
Just the fact that they're covering the refunds, like Epic's covering the refunds.
So here's the big thing I take away from it. It's a shit. Epic shouldn't be covering it. Deep Silver should get their head out of their own ass and realize what they did. Because it's as far as my knowledge goes, and I could be horribly wrong, this is Deep Silver's problem. Not, what is it, WiseNet?
Yeah, they're the developer.
Yeah, not...
Deep Silver's the publisher.
Pretty positive it's not their problem. Well, I mean, it's their problem, but you know what I mean? It's not their decision. And pretty positive that Epic is just like, well, we've already got all these other deals with Deep Silver, so like we're just going to keep it rolling.
Yeah.
But Deep Silver should have been like, well, we've got this promise to our backers, so like we can't do it with this game. And if we do, then we have to, then we'll have to work out our way of eating the cost because we screwed up. At the same time, it's a timed exclusive. It's a 1-year timed exclusive.
Yeah.
So you can't get your key at launch. You can still eventually get your key. That's not good enough.
No.
I understand why people would be upset about that. At the same time, this game's not coming out next year. I'll probably eat my hat on that one, but like,
I think at this point the balls they've rolled the ball down the hill far to the point now where I think it is coming out soon, like when they said it's coming out.
Yeah, it was just funny, I guess, to not see it. Well, I mean, there is no Sony conference, but like Sony doesn't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, who would have thought that them just like disowning it was going to be a good move? Because it happened well before. Like a lot of the bad press happened.
Yeah, and Sony's
they just kind of were like, we're just gonna slowly walk away from this.
You get our stage, but like we're not talking to you anymore. Anyway, let's move on to number 2. Microsoft is offering about 1,000 Halo fans the opportunity to test a single level of the upcoming PC version of Halo Reach. Apparently, the rest of the Halo fans are a little impatient, though. The level is being illegally distributed around the internet. A 343 Industries rep posted this statement, quote, "Good morning. It has come to our attention that the Halo Insider flight has been illegally distributed online. If you download or play this illegal copy, we have the right to ban all associated accounts and remove you from all current or future 343 programs. The Microsoft service agreement can be found here." End quote. Boom, got him?
Boom, got him.
It's the one thing I always just laugh. There's a conversation to be had about people that think that there's good in people. Not a bad thing to think. But be me. Be the realistic cynic of the world. And know that everybody's a giant piece of shit somewhere in their lives.
Yeah.
And so you're like, cool, I'm going to give this, you get that wrong. You get 999 good fans, you're going to get one bad one. That's a pretty good ratio. You're going to get one bad one, It's going to start just dumping that game everywhere. And that one bad one is going to cause a bunch of other people problems. And I honestly hope they actually stick to this.
I hope they do too. I mean,
don't make an empty threat and then not do anything.
Yeah.
Follow through. And as you said in Halo 3, hit him with a ban hammer.
Ban hammer.
Ban gravity hammer. Boom, boom.
Speaking of shitty people and ban hammers and whatnot, are you familiar with the game? It's Mordeaux, I think is how you pronounce it, right?
I am familiar with the Knight combat.
It's Mordeaux, right?
That's what I would say.
Okay. I didn't want to write the whole article out, so I'm just going to give you a... I'm just going to... Mordeaux.
We might need to work on your French accent.
That's all right. I'm American, okay? America.
You're right. Let me say it in my language.
I'm going to reference...
Mordeaux.
I don't really care so much specifically about this story, more of just the implications of how are developers responsible for moderating their game.
That is always an interesting line to walk. And if this is the article I think it is, it was said by somebody that shouldn't have been fucking speaking to begin with.
Probably. It's a Kotaku article. Luke Plunkett, not that it really matters. I'm not going to really probably talk about his opinion too much. Just going to give the details. PC Gamer report in this story about the game's fan base. A lack of adequate player moderation has led to a community where racism and other forms of bigotry are rampant. Whether in the game itself or on forums.
This might not be the article I thought it was.
Let's see here. The PC Gamer story reveals that Mordeaux, which only launched with the ability to build white male characters, is looking to expand its roster to include women and people of different races, which is cool, except the developers are so worried about upsetting their bigoted fans. Okay, this is a very opinionated article.
It's Kotaku.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Games journalism, yada, yada. We love Jason. Jason usually does no opinion.
A lot of I've noticed that lately.
There's a lot of... In all games journalism, there's a lot of opinion flavor getting thrown around.
Yeah. So the theme here, the idea is that they want to add in they plan to add in some diversity with playable characters, but they're also going to add in a toggle for players to turn it off. So basically,
they're not.
Yeah, exactly. So further on, they update and they said they're not doing that. And then it's just turned into this big shit show of them going back and forth. So I'm not really interested in. I wanted to get your opinion with this as a catalyst. Do you think a game developer is responsible for moderating their fan base post-launch? Well, even at all, I guess. Like in a situation like this, developer builds a game, puts the game out there with all the tools necessary to communicate and play it, and then the fans take it and start turning it into, a racist fest or whatever the case may be, toxic, we'll say. Are they responsible to police that?
It's an interesting proposition.
It really is.
Because a lot of devs would tell you, fuck off. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of devs would tell you to fuck off and that the community should be better and police itself.
Yes.
But at the same time, they also do usually acknowledge that they need to be better about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those with an online game. I think you do need to have an online team of sorts. Your forum moderators and yada yada that are just kind of watching shit like this.
Yeah.
But this all stems back to the actual problem. The guy that was interviewed, that said that they were doing this toggle and shit, had close to zero PR training, and never should have been interviewed.
Yeah.
And they failed as a company to allow him to speak. That sounds bad. That sounds a certain year, 1900s, bad, but he shouldn't have been speaking to the press, not knowing what he was talking about, and almost pulling a weird Sean Murray, where Sean Murray didn't say anything racist, but Sean Murray did a lot of empty promises during his press tours. Not that Sean shouldn't have been, you know what I mean. And potentially, if he doesn't say anything about that toggle or something, this doesn't blow up as big as it does. They just say, hey, we're doing this. You get the same people, or they come out and say, hey, we're making it more diverse. And then you get the same people that complained that Battlefield wasn't historically accurate when it added women and black people. and they just go, shut the fuck up, we don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really what the developer should do. Is say, like, at what point, we never screamed historically accurate. If you wanted historically accurate, you die in real life. Like, shut the fuck up. It's the same problem I have with Battlefield. When people are like, oh, I want historically accurate. You're fucking respawning. Where do you blur your fucking line?
Well, that and I think it's like
there's just so many.
There's so many nuances to the argument too, because like then it turns into like an entitlement thing. Like this is a small developer making this game. You expect them to create a player model for every person? Do you expect them to expand half their resources trying to get the players to act accordingly? Like at a certain extent, like you can't please everyone,
right? No,
and you can't. It's just not.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to like actually think about because you can't police everybody, and it's the problem I have with the title of our podcast.
Yeah.
The idea that we called it Gamers 2. I like it because it makes sense. Especially more grammatically than it does if you hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's gamers also. Like, we are many, many other things. We just also play games. Because that's what I attribute to being a gamer in air quotes. But if you are in the online community, being a true gamer means
it's like a lifestyle.
Right, and you end up running into a lot of nice guys and bigotry, where it is immediately, I want no women in my video games. They shouldn't be in my fucking genre, blah, blah, blah. Oh my god, this is only for white people. Like, there's just so many levels of disgusting fucking human filth that I have seen come out in the last week that my tolerance for it has gone through the fucking... My intolerance for it has gone through the fucking roof. Where once again we get back to Nate's discussion of if I had Thanos' fucking glove, bud, if I had the Infinity Gauntlet, who the word gamer would be eradicated and everybody that defined themselves as gamers, I'd fucking just see ya. Fucking done with it. Done with it.
You don't like 15-year-old girl
getting fucking harassed for
bullied out
Smash
of their game
by the person that is 26 dating a 16-year-old and some other bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Smash community is terrible. I'm pretty sure every competitive community itself is terrible. It's one of those where it's like, oh, everything looks fine on the surface, and then you happen to flip further than the title page of the book, and you go, oh, fuck.
Going back to the Banhammer.
Like, everything was going fine in Pearl Harbor. 2 hours later, nothing was going fine in Pearl Harbor, and you're just like, what the fuck happened there? Yeah, every fucking community happened. That's what happened.
I think we need to be... more judicious with the banhammer. We need to be...
No, we don't need to be judicious. We need to be fucking discriminatory. There needs to be less fucking tolerance. Like, oh, we don't want to offend. Fuck it. If they say something that's actually
that's what I'm saying, is they need to be... There needs to be less leeway. Like, it needs to be like a no tolerance situation where it's like... And it doesn't need to stay like that forever, obviously, but the mindset needs to change, the culture needs to change, and the only way you're going to do that is to slam on the brakes and take the hard left.
Yeah, and everybody's always so scared to do that. We've discussed it even in retail, where I'm like, the only way I'm going to actually fix this is if I tear apart this aisle so I can rebuild it correctly. Yeah. People are like, no, just fix that one spot. I'm like, if I keep band-aiding this, it's going to turn into shit. I need to blow it up and redo it. Which is how we spent fucking 10 hours on mirrors that one day and other things like that. Like, no, you don't understand. The only way we're going to get this to be working is if we do it our way.
Yeah.
Which is aggressive and blatant and quick. It is a blitzkrieg on ideas. And the problem is, once again, nobody wants to pivot. If I'm going into a Reddit thread on certain communities, and it's happened in the Smash one, it's happened in a bunch of other ones where something's been talked about, like somebody harassing somebody or something like that, and the top comment on there is a moderator comment that says this post has been locked because some of you can't be civil and some of the stuff I'm seeing in here, yada yada, is like disgusting. Should be then followed with, and by the way, I've banned every one of you that said that stuff. Banned. Like, kick them all out of you. Why would you let them keep? And I don't know that they are. Yeah. I'm not a mod in that subreddit. I don't know if they actually did ban or not ban those people. But if you're seeing that stuff that's that bad in your sub, get them the fuck out of there. keep your community actually good.
Yeah.
And it's a problem with a lot of the report buttons in Overwatch. We had that story a few months ago, maybe a year ago now, and it was like the report button doesn't really do anything, which is also a lot of problems. Like because you get a player League is also terrible. I don't know about Hearthstone. I'm sure Magic's terrible. I'm sure every game that has a competitive scene is terrible, technically. And because usually those player bases are so massive that having a report button doesn't do anything. Because they're not being, even if they're auto-reviewed, like, oh, the player got 3 reports, yada yada, that person could have just either had a bad day and not actually said anything or played bad, but got reported for playing bad, which, unless you're intentionally playing, like, feeding, like, how do you report somebody if they're just bad? Like,
yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me. But people will just spam report buttons. You're like, fuck you, reported. But you need to have somebody review those, because you can't have like a bot review them, because then the bot will get a lot of things wrong. But then having a person review them runs into the YouTube problem, where there's all these YouTube videos that are getting claimed and purged and yada yada, and YouTube can't hire people fast enough or create an algorithm that can actually review those things and go, oh, that's good, that's bad, that's good, that's bad, that's good, that's There's just communities get too big and it becomes super hard to police because they don't start policing from the beginning.
Yeah. Which we are in the thick of right now, as far as the gaming community goes.
Cart before the horse. Get me the fuck off this topic. I'm done with it.
Okay. Moving on.
I'm heating up. Like, I feel warm. With anger and rage. Speaking of somebody that's angry and raging, Mewtwo is coming back to Pokemon Go. This time it will be Armored Mewtwo. The raids start on July 10th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time and run till the end of the month.
So exciting.
I will probably never catch one because...
It's tier 5, I think.
Well, 1 is tier 5. I can only solo tier 2 and below. 2...
It's got to go in town somewhere, man.
What fucking gym is around me?
Just drive into Utica and
then wait.
Drive around until you see
I'll just.
I'm sure if you go to like Utica College, you'll be all right.
No, what I'll do is I'll drive to your. You got 3 gyms by your house, so what I'll do is I'll just drive to your house, walk down the road, and then just sit in front of the church for 12 hours and wait until I see people and be like, "All right, we commence. Oh, we lost. Fuck."
No, I think we could. I think if we went to we could try that, and then if we're not successful, go to Utica College.
Well, really, what I would do is I would also just recruit Dewey. I would bait Dewey and Ryan and coming with us.
Well, he probably has a plan. They're probably going to go to like Syracuse. He could do that.
He's not even in the fucking state right now.
I don't know where he is ever. All right.
I think he's in like Maryland or Virginia, bastard.
Probably. Remedy Entertainment has acquired the publishing rights to Alan Wake. Remedy,
I can't wait. American Nightmare 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Remedy developed Alan Wake and Microsoft published it in 2010. Earlier this year, Remedy said they own the IP, so now that they have the publishing rights as well, there's fewer hurdles in the way of a sequel or a remaster.
Did you play Alan Wake?
No. I thought about it when it came out, and I never got into it. Did you play it?
Yes, the first one. I did not play American Nightmare. It was interesting. That's, about all I can say.
I feel like it's one of those games that has like somewhat of a cult following.
Yeah, I think if you liked it, you really liked it.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people would agree that American Nightmare just really wasn't that good, because I think it was rushed. And I think also that there was no reason for them to make a 2. I don't think they had enough of a fan base in 1 to make a second one.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a fun, like, writing take. Mechanics were interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I remember playing it upstairs, right above where we are now. Well, baby me, playing this little game on this Xbox 360, and playing it at night. And it was a good old spookum game, shadows and ghosts and scary things. It was a fun time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Would I do it again? I don't know. Probably not. But it's interesting to see things like this.
Yeah.
happening.
Maybe you will get the chance to play it again.
Maybe
we'll see.
Maybe they'll make a new Alan Wake.
Maybe.
I would definitely be, or maybe they'll just remaster them, or who knows.
Who knows?
Be interesting to see a new one. Especially with a Blair Witch project coming out. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one.
I just want to stand in a corner the entire game. I don't know how it would work. Like, I don't know what the game mechanics are. anything
VR.
just-
You play VR. You stand
Yeah.
in the corner.
You imagine playing in a VR world, like what any of them, and just Blair, as our friend of the show, not really, Mr. Stark would call it Blair Witching, and just standing in the corner and just don't move. And you just wait till you hear somebody, and then just run.
Blair Witch would be real interesting in a VR game.
Somebody like actually fucking with your tent in VR and shit, and
Yeah, that would be the downside.
which is literally the only thing that happens in the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're like laying in a tent because you had to go to bed. So there's you and one other person just, pretending because you're in a room scale or whatever, that you're just laying on your floor and you're just like, all right, well, I guess I gotta kind of just wait out the night. And it's only like 8 minutes or whatever because they do hours by minutes. And just the ghosts show up and just rattle your tent and you can't hear them or anything. And they just, you're just like, oh, fucking no. It'd be a fun time.
It would be.
It'd be a fun time to watch.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
I feel like playing it could just be terrible, but it'd be an interesting, like the whole reason that like being in the movie Blair Witch is probably terrible, but watching Blair Witch, you're kind of like, hey, popcorn.
Sucks be you.
Man, can you imagine if that happened to me? Fucking right. Number 6. Sony Interactive Entertainment President and CEO Jim Ryan said in an interview, quote, content is becoming more important than ever before, end quote. Whoa.
And content.
End content. With that in mind, he said Sony is looking into acquiring new studios. He didn't give any details, but some websites are reporting rumors that Remedy Entertainment... Did I switch the T and D and entertainment and Remedy?
I don't know. It sounded okay.
Remedy Entertainment may be one of the studios that Sony is looking at. Never mind. Interesting Remedy news back to back.
Yeah. Thought that was interesting.
That would also be a weird one. I could see them doing something like that and then saying like, hey, make another one. Like, we've already got Man of Medan coming from the people that did Until Dawn. But I think they really like the way Until Dawn went, so they might try to do like their own another type of horror game. They saw what PT had the potential of, stuff like that.
The cyclical nature of games development is entertaining. Like there was the consolidation of game studios under the big companies, and then there was a bunch of like indie studios and whatnot that popped up in the past 10 years and that became the thing, and now it's going back to like studios getting consolidated under big companies again.
Yeah.
Probably Xbox's fault for like just being like, oh, we don't have any fucking studios, we have to buy all the studios.
And then, Bungie just being like, fuck you, Activision.
Yep.
Look how good we're doing on our own. Oh, wait a second.
Sony buys Bungie.
Confirmed.
Again. Bungie gets bought again.
And then Bungie once again says how this is the greatest deal in history. Wait a second. I've heard those words before.
Earlier this week, there was a rumor making the rounds that CD Projekt Red had 3 Cyberpunk projects in development. The rumors were squashed pretty quickly by CD Projekt Red, though. Quote, we currently have a total of 5 teams working on a number of projects, with 3 focusing on the development of Cyberpunk 2077. These include CD Projekt Red Warsaw, Krakow, something, who are handling the main game, as well as Crowclaw Studio, where around 40 industry specialists are engaged in technology R&D. A separate, dedicated team at the Warsaw Studio is handling development of Gwent, and the final team in Spoko, which is currently working on a yet unannounced mobile project.
Gwent
Mobile.
Gwent
Mobile.
I don't know why. I think it might. Maybe it's on the iPhone. It's not on the fucking Android store. And I'm just like, why does this not exist? Anyway,
I mean, maybe they've seen what's happened to all the other card games, and they're just taking it really slow.
Hearthstone's doing fine.
That's the only one.
What other card game would have there been?
What's the Valve one?
Oh, Artifact. Yeah.
Elder Scrolls has one too, right?
Legends.
Yeah.
Apparently doing fine. They jerked it off at E3.
Yeah, it's Bethesda though.
That's true. I was going to say something about that story. What was I going to say? Hold on.
Oh, yeah, there was a thing about the movie, too. I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
That was just like a rumor.
There's the movie, and I'm still waiting to see what happens with the new stuff with Cavill and...
The Witcher?
The Witcher Netflix show.
Yeah. I'm glad that I'm not the only one who's like, why does he only have one sword?
Yeah, he's supposed to have two swords, and there's this whole thing of like, as much as I like Cavill, I still don't think he doesn't look like Geralt to me. I still just like when I see him, I'm just like,
maybe a young Geralt.
You look like you look like you're in a Halloween costume as Geralt.
Yeah, the hair,
but you just don't fit like my,
They need to rough his face up a little bit.
He should have a fucking beard.
Yeah,
the part
and he can grow a fucking dope beard too.
The part that he doesn't have a beard, I think, is probably the most offensive part to me because that's what's hurting me in my head.
Maybe they're going like a young route,
like the Mads Mikkelsen one that was leaked all those years ago and stuff or like a couple years ago. I'm like, that is perfect.
Yeah,
Mads Mikkelsen fucking kills it in this role if he does it, and then he doesn't do it, and I went, nah, fuck.
He would have been great too because like we all know that he's got that like
he's got the dry delivery,
he's got that like menacing like look that he can do as well.
He is Geralt the way that Nathan Fillion is Uncharted.
Yeah,
and I just say Uncharted because I fucking forgot Nathan Drake, but they so perfectly fit that when they don't play those roles, you're just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Anyway.
Texty McTexterson.
Texture. Oh, well, what I was going to say is I think it was from SGDQ, or maybe it was from some other tournament. They had a screenshot of a picture of a guy's shirt, and it was DVD Project Blue. I was just like, I like that. I respect that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a good joke. Number 8. If you recall, Patrick Soderlund left EA last year to found Embark Studios. Embark is working on a free-to-play co-op action game and a platform to make games development accessible. Nexon, the Korean game publisher, purchased a minority stake in the company, but are now upping that stake from 33% to 66%. They are consolidating Embark into the Nexon Group, while Patrick Soderlund will retain his position on the board of directors. It goes without saying that now Nexon will publish Embark's first game. Do-do-do,
He made out.
Yeah.
He got fat stacks for that deal.
Oh, yeah.
I want to be one of those dudes who just makes companies and then sells them and makes bank.
I'm going to do this. Hey, look, we're doing really well, and I'm out. I'm going to go start something else over here, and I'm out. And I'm going to do this, and I'm out.
Yep.
Oh, look how much money I have at this point.
I'm out on everything.
Deuces. See ya. I'm retiring at 32.
Last story of the evening. I'm just going to go straight to the GameIndustry.biz article written by Hayden Taylor. Microsoft and Sony are reportedly looking to reduce console production in China amid the ongoing trade war waged by U.S. President Donald Trump. As reported by Nikkei Asian Review, sources close to the issue claim multiple tech giants such as Google and Amazon are looking to scale back their game tech and smart speaker production in China. The news comes just weeks after it was reported Nintendo was partially pulling Switch production from China. PC brands such as Lenovo, Acer, and ASUTEC are also reportedly evaluating plans to shift.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Little update. I'm curious if this will somehow affect next gen situation because that's a big. Like if they are genuinely need to move production or shift things around, that can hamper.
I mean, it could be not a need to, but more of a like not profitable enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. But even that, like,
we know where our money's going to be.
Yeah, it could
fuck those divisions. Give me the PlayStation.
It could potentially delay release 3 to 6 months or something like that.
Interesting, nonetheless.
Yeah. Little update.
And that's the news.
That's it. Not an exciting week.
But you know what is exciting, Matt?
Deals.
You got your ass. That's not a sentence. Bet your ass they are. Let me tell you about the first deal. One you might enjoy. Potentially, Mr. I'm looking for some games. Humble Bundle's monthly bundle for August has been announced. At least the 2 games that are guaranteed to be in it. With more arriving on August 2nd. For $12, you get Kingdom Come Deliverance and Surviving Mars. Plus others on August 2nd.
It's a good deal. Surviving Mars is like $30. And
Yeah.
Kingdom Come Deliverance is probably also like $30-$40.
Yep. PlayStation Plus. You get Horizon Chase Turbo and Detroit Become Human Deluxe Edition, which includes Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls.
Nice.
So you get one good game.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, got him. I didn't play Heavy Rain, but apparently people like that one. I just laugh every time I think about Beyond Two Souls and Ellen Page's claims, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm Willem Dafoe, and I fucking whatever. Love Willem Dafoe in certain things, but old Willem Dafoe just is almost a joke at this point. Xbox Games with Gold for this month. You can look these up if any of these excite you for when you can actually play them, because I don't give a shit about Xbox's dates because they're ludicrous to me. Inside. Good game.
Solid.
Big Crown Showdown. Absolutely no idea. Rivals of Aether.
Heard of it. Don't know what it is.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Cool.
Meet the Robinsons. Think it's that movie game.
Oh.
Twitch Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. Which means you get these 4 games for free. Cultist Simulator. For the King. The Escapists. And Yooka-Laylee. And now the listener question that I should have read last week, and I didn't, because I'm a shitty host. If, Matt, if you could have anyone, living or dead or animated, I assume they mean like a cartoon, not a reanimation of a corpse, as a guest on our podcast, who would you choose? Pick 2 and then rank them.
That's a big question. I don't know if I could.
Can I narrow it to 2?
I don't know. That's difficult because there's just so many opportunities there, especially with the animated part. Like the possibilities are endless.
There's like 3 sects of people that immediately jumped off my head. I was like, oh yeah, but wait a sec. And then I had to think like, no, I have a full pool to pull from. And I'm just like, I don't know anymore. Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, Sark would be cool.
Overwhelmed, really.
Like
Sark would be cool.
Funhouse Crew would be cool.
Yeah.
Kojima would be insane.
Yeah, but then you could do something ridiculous, like you could go with Leonardo da Vinci.
I could bring Hitler on.
You could bring Hitler on.
Ask him what he thinks about Wolfenstein. What do you think about becoming a robot, Mecha Hitler?
He'd be like, I wish I thought of that.
My eternal life.
How do you feel about Kung Fury?
Yeah. Have you heard of becoming the Kung Fuhrer?
Who else? I don't know. Like, there's just so many like choices.
Do I just do I go like super crazy and pull like random people? Like, do I pull Ted Kaczynski? You know what I mean? Like, I could pull just people that have absolutely nothing to do with games.
Yeah. See, I immediately say Leonardo da Vinci because I feel like he would be fascinated by games.
Da Vinci would be interesting about games, yeah. Or like
a psychologist of some kind would be nuts, like Freud or something.
Freud or Kant.
Yeah.
Da Vinci. I mean, Franklin. Pull Ben Franklin up.
Yeah.
Actually,
pull Ben Franklin.
Let's be correct. We could pull Nikola Tesla up.
He would definitely. That'd be fun.
He wouldn't stop looking at that light.
Yeah. He'd be probably pissed off about the light.
He'd honestly might throw it.
Yeah.
There's a solid chance we would just be sitting on here. I'd flick the light switch. He'd be like, "Oh," and then scream something at me in Italian, and I would just be like, "You're probably right. Whatever you say, you're probably right."
Yeah, but then like animated, that's so many different people as well. Like, oh my
I'm trying to think of like an animated person that would.
All I can think of is like One Punch Man characters, just because that's like the last
thing you watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to think of like Terry Crews. Terry Crews would be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's so many.
I feel like there's some like big ones that were missing.
Oh yeah, there's people are gonna be like, how did you not think of so and so? And I'll be like, you're not wrong, but I have the pool of anything that's ever existed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss something. Trump.
Actually, that was one of the first people, just because like
he'd be entertaining.
It would be entertaining and it would be interesting. I don't know.
Bernie Sanders, we had a Twitch stream going.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders Twitch stream. Hell, we could get like
we get
Jim
Sanders.
Ryan in here. We get Kojima.
I said that.
You said Kojima?
Yeah.
Oh, I must not have been listening.
It was right after I said the Funhouse guys.
Oh.
Because I was like, yeah, Kojima would be nuts.
I don't know. That's all. I can't even give you two.
Kojima would be nuts, but also at the same time, my brain would hurt after talking.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, are we in Death Stranding? Like, I'm so fucking confused. Like, as he's sitting there with the baby carrier, and I'm just like,
what?
But like, the game's been out for 18 years. Why do you have that? Like, you haven't figured it out yet?
Norman Reedus randomly walks in. He's such a genius.
Yeah.
And it's like
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, yeah. Keanu Reeves would be cool.
Keanu Reeves would be super dope to talk to.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Keanu Reeves on one of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It feels very timely.
I think we agree. Keanu Reeves is one of the two.
Man,
Phil Spencer, Reggie Fils-Aimé, Adam Boyes, Sean Layden, Doug Bowser, Shigeru Miyamoto, Jack Trent, Shigeru Miyamoto, Iwata, because it said dead people.
It did say okay. I don't know. There's too many choices.
Gio Corsi. Except for, unfortunately for Gio, I don't give a shit about the Vita.
Yeah, I don't have anything specific that I could latch onto.
I mean, you could pull F1 people.
I know there is a lot of F1
You could
gamers.
pull Gundam characters.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't do that.
Pull a full Gundam. We have to interview a full standing Gundam outside. That would just be interesting, like, logistically.
Yeah.
Me holding up a tiny little shock mic, like... And he has just a booming voice. I'm like, why'd I hold that up? I'm going to keep it down here.
I mean, if I was doing a Gundam character, I'd do Char, because he hates... He's just...
I'm just going to say, yep, I agree.
Yeah, you can go with that. Yeah, I don't know.
Mao. You could bring Chairman Mao, talk to him. Kim Jong-un. Explain the internet to him.
He'd probably be coming over here kicking our ass on Mario Kart or something. He'd be like, I play Switch all the time. I got the only one in the country.
You bitches have no idea. Faker, esports people.
See, you got to toe the line, because you don't want to bring someone in that's just going to
Yeah, you want to bring in somebody that's going to be entertaining. And
yeah, but you can have an equal conversation with it that won't just straight dominate you in the topic of the podcast.
Right.
So,
I don't know. In current time, Phil Spencer would be really cool.
I think Phil Spencer would be good.
Todd Howard. I get my oil tycoon. Todd Howard.
That could be his intro. He'd immediately be like, "I'm leaving."
I'm pretty sure he knows himself at that point.
Yeah.
I would just hope he sticks to his own voice in my head. Pete Hines would be fun, because Pete is kind of an off the cuff kind of guy. But Phil would be really cool to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be a very personable chief of gaming.
We need the guy from the documentary we just watched that was all about cars being made in America.
Oh yeah. Yeah, one of the mechanics from Shelby's team.
Not those crap Italian transmissions.
Yeah. We had nothing from Europe. It was all made right in America. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Keanu Reeves and Phil Spencer.
Keanu Reeves and Phil Spencer. I'm going to go with Keanu Reeves and Cleopatra.
I should go with Keanu Reeves and Mark Anthony.
I just want to see what would happen there.
I just want to see if she was actually hot.
Yeah,
I doubt
that too.
I
Probably.
have a feeling she'd walk in and we would just go like,
All right.
can I swap my
Keanu
number 2?
Reeves,
Can I swap my number 2?
Keanu Reeves and Marilyn Monroe. We got to get a female.
Is it
in
Mary
here.
Tyler Moore?
Uh,
Is that the one I'm thinking of? That's like heyday Mary Tyler Moore is probably hotter
Elizabeth
than-
Taylor.
No, I think I'm thinking Mary Tyler Moore. I think that's who I'm thinking of. We'll discuss.
Yeah.
That's a different discussion.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with the 2 that I said. You
Okay.
could bring in Amy Hennig,
Yeah, Amy Hennig would be a good one too. Actually, holy
and
shit.
just try to figure out what the hell's gone wrong the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, Amy, I just want the dirt. What the fuck? Yeah, no, I'm going Keanu and Phil.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to go with Keanu first and Phil second. My gut's telling me I should go with Phil first and Keanu second because I think...
I'm assuming we bring them out at the same time.
Ooh, I like that.
See, that's why I was thinking
or
like.
we do like the late show move. We bring one out,
Then you bring the other one
and
out.
then we bring the other one out, but they're both on couch at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one to be... And that's the thing with Keanu and Phil at this point. You know they met each other at E3.
Yeah.
So they would just be like, yeah, hey, double gunning people. The audience, you know, your...
See, I think we should go with
yada,
Nikola Tesla and Keanu Reeves.
Ooh, you can go take that for your 2. I'll take my 2. You take your 2.
See, I definitely want to do Keanu Reeves. I can't decide if I want to do Tesla or Da Vinci, though.
Ooh.
I think Da Vinci would be the safer bet. I think Tesla might go off
Tesla
the
might go
rocker a
crazy.
little bit.
But at the same time, Da Vinci would be nuts about like the art aspect and like just the creativeness of it.
Yeah.
Tesla would be like ripping my computer apart,
Yeah.
trying to understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd just be like, can you please not? This podcast is going to stop recording if you touch that button. And fuck, we lost it. Fun times.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, Keanu and Phil Spencer for me. And in probably a case of the what's currently relevant to me in this short time that I have to think of this question.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be thinking about it the whole ride home, and I'm gonna have like completely different answers.
Oh yeah, next week you're like, I should have brought Babe Ruth and Hitler.
Hey, Ruth and Hitler.
And then when you think about it, you're like, that's actually kind of an interesting combination. The Sultan of SWAT and the Sultan. Never mind. Anyway, that's it. I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Get out of here.
Good riddance. I'm gonna go take care of something, and you guys will see you next week. Well, you'll hear us next week. We won't see you, but you know what I mean. Talk to you later. Bye bye.